Hey gun people! Everybody's asking about Moki. He's going to do a video with me. So I wanted to clear up a couple things. Yeah. Hello Moki! Say hi to YouTubies! Say hi to YouTubies! The sun's like right here and it's peeking in and out of the clouds. So we might get rain or we might not. Hi little Moki cat! Lemonade, that cool. Okay, so let me clear up a couple things that people have been talking about to kind of answer some questions and clear up some things. Maybe I don't need these glasses. There's a big old cloud that just moved in. So, the update on the Dallas cop that shot the dude because she went to the wrong apartment. I don't know if the rest of the country is getting that. I know I got some viewers in Australia and across the world, and it's kind of cool to be able to talk, and they share their experiences about not having guns and how they were involved. And I mean, it's just neat hearing from the different people in different countries that, you know, they're not used to seeing somebody carrying a gun or shooting a gun or being able to have a gun, and Americans just kind of take that for granted, I guess. But the Dallas cop, more information is coming out. It sounds like, again, I can only tell what I'm being told or what I'm reading or the information I have. So whether or not I'm correct or they're correct in what they're telling us, or whether they're holding something back or they're pushing their agenda, who really knows? I mean, it's very I had some dude, I know I'm jumping around, some dude tell me about that Newhall incident was fake about the brass in the pocket. I'll try to get back to that. So the girl that shot the black guy, basically, it shouldn't be about white girl shot a black guy. It should be person went to the wrong address and shouldn't do the answer the door. But we can't do that in America because we have to run, the liberal left has to run their hate agenda on everything. So it's come down to, it has nothing to do with the facts. It has to do, she's white, she must be racist. He's black, he must be a victim. Therefore, we know all the facts. That's all we need to know, because America's just that way. And people overseas, unfortunately, that's all they see on the news. They actually believe that cops are running around out here just going out, oh, you're black? Bang. And nothing's happening. That's the way a lot of people see the country. It's just freaking crazy. So, and this would have been nice, this information would have been nice had they put it out that night. Evidently, the apartment floors look the same. She didn't just work a regular shift. She worked a 15-hour shift. And, I mean, sometimes I'll work a 15-hour shift and I don't do crap but sit down, you know, and take phone calls, take tips, hand out tips, do paperwork. I mean, sometimes a 15-hour day is sitting down just mentally answering phones. Sometimes a 15-hour day, if you're out there shagging calls, chasing bad guys, booking guys, going back out, you got a team. As soon as you get out there, they're on another search. You go over there, at that search, they're hooking people. They need them either transport or they want you to take the paper on this one. And then so you got to get all your facts and notes, and then the team's going to this house after that because we had, you know, we're busting up a ring or a gang or these co-conspirators or people who are working together. So we have multiple houses that we're going to hit in one day. Now sometimes if it's really big, you have to have multiple teams to hit them at the same time, because as soon as you hit one, they'll start calling, and then they'll start calling, or their friends will call, or they'll have codes, or they'll, you know, somebody will get on the internet. So if you're hitting multiples and you don't want to start destroying evidence, you need multiple teams to hit at the same time. If we're doing something like we have warrants in the system, and the warrants are in the system, and we're going to arrest them any day, but we pick this day to go out and, you know, hit 20, we're going to clear 20 arrest warrants for 20 gang members or 20 auto theft guys or whatever, then we'll put them on a list, and sometimes that can take, you know, a long time. Sometimes we'll go to the house, knock on the door, clear it, can't find a guy, we're out of there in 10-15 minutes. Other times, you know, we go to the house, we knock on the door, people are jumping out windows, we got a parolee here, we got people hiding stuff, we got people fleshing dope, we got a stolen car in a driveway, so there's a fresh call. It turns into a bucket, and we're at this house, the first target for 3 hours, 4 hours, and we're like, shit, we still got 18 people on our hit list that we got to go hit. Now, sometimes the sergeant will call it, but most times, like, who wants to stay for overtime? And if all the cops are like, yeah, I can use the extra money, I'll work, then we'll stay for 15, 16, 20 hours, whatever. So, I don't know what, hello, Moki, I feel your little tail. So I don't know what her 15-hour day is. Again, a lot of people ask me questions, and my answer a lot of times is it depends. You know, is a cop 15-hour day a long day? It depends. You know, if you're in a small city and in that 15 hours you got 2 calls, and the rest of the times you were hanging out at your buddy's house, you were hanging out at the gun store, you were talking to a lady at the coffee shop, you were at your beat wife's house, whatever. I mean, it depends on whether it's a 15-hour day is a long day. She worked a 15-hour shift. What does that mean? It means she was on duty for 15 hours. So was she tired? I don't know if her tiredness was reasonable, if it was unreasonable. I don't know. All I know is that they're saying now the apartment complexes are the same. They look the same. She was tired after a 15-hour shift. She parked on the wrong floor, thinking she parked on level 3 instead of level 2. I haven't been there. I don't know if they have multiple floors. I don't know if each apartment complex has their own floor for parking. I haven't been there. I don't know. But what they're saying, she parked on the wrong floor, got off because she parked on the wrong floor. She thought she was on her floor. All the apartments looked the same. She went to the door she thought was hers. Her key wasn't working. In the middle of opening the key, there was a keypad. Keypad didn't work. Her key wasn't work. She's probably figuring out what's going on. Why is this working? I'm tired. I'm at my apartment. Why the hell ain't my key working? As a cop, I'd be thinking, who shoved something on my freaking door? Who know this? Somebody ambushed me. Why ain't this working? I'll be checking my door for prints. I'd look through. I would have stopped. Me personally, I'd have went, something's wrong. My key always works. I'm not going to just keep trying. But again, maybe this happened very quickly. She tried her key, it wasn't working. In the middle of trying to jingle her door, the guy who lives there says, who the hell's trying to use a key on my door? Who's trying to come on my door? He opens the door. In her mind, and I can see how this is happening, I mean, it sucks. And I don't think she should have shot, but, I mean, when you're tired, you're in uniform, you're used to confronting people, you think you're at your own apartment, and in the middle of sticking your key in, a dude rips your door open, and you catch him. In a cop's mind, I've just been burglarized, this guy's robbing me, I better get my freaking gun out, so this guy's trying to steal my shit, he's in my house. And in that 3 seconds, that guy could have went, whoa, what the? And boom, 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 next thing you know, he's shot and dead. Now, am I taking the cop's side? No. Am I saying that I'm justifying because she's a cop and there's a code blue and I love all cops and I'm just taking her side? No. I'm trying to make you understand the complexities of incidents, on how rapidly they evolve and how quickly things can go bad, and how a lot of times reaction is done without thought, especially in a life or death situation. I know somebody's going, well, you need to think about it. You're taking someone's life and you should always think. I'm sorry. Sometimes you don't have time to think about it. You have to rely on your training. If you take time to think about it, you die. On my horse channel, horses are prey animals. They run. Their first instinct is flight. Their speed. They run. They don't have time to think. The horses that think die, because those are the ones that the predators grab. The ones that don't think and run and think later, they live. And that's a survival gene. As you work in cops for a while, you develop that, I have to think bad. I have to be suspicious when there's nothing to be suspicious about. I have to think everybody's trying to kill me until I prove otherwise. I have to have a plan to kill everybody until I make sure that they're not trying to kill me. So you get in this mindset. And I mean, people are going to try and manipulate that. I mean, cops and people who have been there, firefighters, people in high-risk positions that risk their lives on the highway or doing things that are risky will understand the mindset I'm talking about. Other people won't. They'll be like, what are you talking about? I work in an office building. I go to work every day. I know my boss. We have coffee. We go to lunch. I have my weekends off. I never have to work shift work. I'm never tired. I never get my shift changed. I work 8 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday, and I have weekends off. So they don't understand that constant shift change of night shift, swing shift, working overtime, getting called in on a shift. There's a shooting, so you're called in. You only got 3 hours of sleep. If you've never experienced that, it's hard to get you to understand sometimes how shit happens, and it just depends. So they're saying wrong floor, parked on wrong floor, 15-hour shift, apartments look the same, guy opened a door, she thought she was at her house, key wasn't working, he surprised her, she surprised him, and somehow she shot him in the chest. Now, there's still a little confusion and gray area on whether or not she challenged him, whether she said, put your hands up, whether she said, please, kind citizen, what are you doing in my house? You shouldn't be here. This is my house. They're not saying how it went down, but, I mean, to me, it's pretty reasonable. This shit happened quick, scared her, scared him. They both freaking reacted. She had a gun. He didn't. Should she go to jail? Man, I know everybody will say, it's the law. And I just don't have any faith in the law, and I think it's bullshit we get to pick and choose on who goes to jail. And that's all we do. Hillary goes out and does all these lies, and they're stealing money in the Clinton Foundation and the crime network, and people are lying. And I mean, you know, Comey's out there. He's in the government, and he's fixing investigations, and he's clearing Hillary. And the Attorney General, what's her name, freaking Loretta Lynch, was meeting with Clinton, who his wife was running for president, and they were cutting some freaking deal on a tarmac, and had not one agency, one little news media reported it, we would have never known that happened. And I mean, all this shit with Trump right now that we're finding out about this dossier, and how Clinton paid a law firm to hire somebody in Britain to make this false dossier in order to get a FISA warrant to get into Trump's campaign, and then to start this huge investigation. We wouldn't have known any of that if Hillary got elected. We wouldn't have known about Stark and his emails on how he was screwing and how they were saying Trump's not going to get elected more. We wouldn't know anything. And if you think we know everything, well, then you're a freaking idiot. Because there's always more we don't know than we know. So when I see all this corruption, you know, I mean, you can tell the fate of a society, because usually the crime rate matches the political corruption. The more corrupt the politicians, the more corrupt the society. Because they just get tired of saying, rules don't apply to you, screw you. If you can do it, we can do it. And that's why Russia and all these other places, and that gives them reason to say, we need to get the guns away. We need more control. We need to get these people. They don't respect our authority. They don't follow the rules. We shouldn't have to follow. Congress passing laws that they don't have to follow. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. But I wanted to give an update. People are like, I can hear him now in the comments. He took 15 minutes to tell us she got off on the wrong floor. He talks, shut up, you big dummies. So, sorry, little Moki. I know, I got some big dummies out there. Oh, he's a good little boy. He's a good little boy. He's a good little boy. All right, what else did I want to cover? There was, man, I had like 5 things when I come out here, and then I went off on all these other things, and I lost them. I've got a link on my website that talks about I'm only a man. On that video I did about green screen, I had a lot of great comments. I had a lot of people praising me that I helped them, and I appreciate that, and I like that I'm helping people. But I understand that my way isn't the only way, and I'm not any better than most of the people out there. I may have more training, I may have more experience, but that doesn't make me a god or somebody that you should worship or take everything I say as gospel and that it's got to be true. I realize that I'm only a man, and the link on my video talks about, who was it? Aurelius, Marcus Aurelius. Had a guy, when he was a king or emperor or whatever, he had a guy follow him around to whisper in his ear, you're only a man. So his head wouldn't grow, because when you have a lot of people telling you how great you are, it's very easy for you to think, I know I'm great, and I'll just listen to the people that tell me I'm great, and then the people that don't like me and don't tell me I'm great, I'll just ignore them because they must be stupid, and the people that think I'm great are right. I mean, people always, just in human nature, we want to hang out with people of like minds. We want to be with people that agree with us. You know, horses like to herd up with the horse the same color. I mean, freaking liberals are out there. Horses are racist. The white horses hang together, and the black horses hang together, and the brown horses, they're racist. They do it for survival. They want to blend in. They want to be with their own kind. There's nothing negative about that. I tell a story about dated a Hispanic girl, and she told me, my parents aren't going to like you because you're white. I go, really? They haven't even met me. She goes, doesn't matter. They don't like when I date white guys. They want me to date Mexican guys. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's not offensive to me. They're not judging me on me. They're judging me because my color. That's why people that want to run around and play, he's judging me on my color. You can do that. You can judge me for whatever reason you want. I don't have to hang around with you. I don't have to like you. I don't have to agree with you. So, I mean, a lot of things are, in life, you got to be careful, and you always got to check your ego. And I've always worked around kind of type A, macho, meat eater types. And I never liked kind of the pussy wimpy types. I just didn't like it, okay? Those guys just kind of, whatever. I was always, and somebody will say, that's because you're arrogant. That's because you're, whatever. Whatever. I'm a competitor. I like to win. I was always in sports. I was always wanted to be good at whatever I did. I wanted to excel. I mean, I didn't want a freaking trophy because I participated. I didn't want to be accepted into college because of my color or because of my name or because of my hairstyle or because what bathroom I use. I would have never wanted that. And I know there's people out there that don't like that. But the majority of the people in these special classes, they run around and want to play the victim. And I just don't, there's some guy right now, says he's been watching me since I've been on here, really liked my channel, but he's upset because of the thumbnail I used on the Serena Williams. Well, usually my thumbnails is whatever YouTube picks. They usually pick 3, and they usually pick the middle one, and I usually leave whatever's up there, unless sometimes they'll pick a blank screen. And it doesn't kind of, and I'm like, well, shit, it's about guns. It probably had a picture. So I'll pick one of the other 2. And then every once in a while, I can click and customize and upload any image I want. And sometimes I'll put a funny one or a joke or something to make it look stupid and make somebody, go, oh, look at him, he's trying for clickbait. Whatever. I mean, most of my videos are non-monetized. I mean, the only things that get monetized are the ones where I don't mention anything about politics and I'm very neutral. And those are the ones that get money, and YouTube picks a thumbnail. But anyway, this guy, he says he's a black guy. I think he said he's a black guy. Maybe he said person of color. I don't know. Seems like a nice guy. He didn't come off with, yo man, you're racist and you're a white devil pig. He didn't come off like that. He's like, hey man, I've been with you and everything. He goes, I'm sensing some racist overtones or something from the picture you used. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You really think I pick a picture based on I want to promote racism or hate? You've been watching me all this time. If somebody's out there watching me and really has come to the conclusion that I hate cops, or I hate non-cops, or look, if they want to come to the conclusion I hate liberals, I'm okay with that. I'll own that. I don't like them. They're freaking idiots. But, and I know there's some liberal, well, I'm a liberal, I own a gun, and I like you, and I think you're not a liberal. If you're on my channel, I don't think you can be a liberal. Liberals cannot accept things that don't fit into their box. They cannot hear reasonable facts and objective viewings of things. Liberals can't do that. Liberals are in their hate, black, white, gay, LGBT, anything other than white male or American, that's a liberal. And anybody that supports a liberal philosophy, that's what you're supporting. Because that's what the guys are that lead and pick your agenda and vote and promote Supreme Court justices and promote federal judges. Those are the people that you're electing when you're a liberal. And I'm not saying that conservatives are that much better, but hey, you know what? If it's between running in a burning building and running away from a burning, I'm going to run away from the burning building. So I got no problem if somebody wants to label me as anti-liberal. But this guy, because I picked a thumbnail, and you know what, to be honest, when I picked the thumbnail, I didn't even look at that close. The only thing I saw was she was angry jumping up. They like most cartoons, they overemphasize her weight, big butt, little skirt. They made her skirt little, her butt big. She's throwing a fit, and her racket's all busted up. That's all I saw on the freaking thumbnail. I didn't see black, white. I didn't see, people here monkey, or she looks like a gorilla and you're trying to, I didn't see banana peel. I didn't see any of that shit. I saw her in the cartoon breaking her racket, looking like a spoiled little brat crying on a field. That's what I saw. And I wouldn't even change the thumbnail, except why somebody sent me a couple videos about playing this whole thing on how bad she really was, because I only played a little bit that I found at the time. And like usual, when I do a video, I get all these other people sending me this great shit. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have had that when I did a video, or I wish I had that. And I know somebody's going to say, well, if you did your research and you took more time, maybe you would have it. All it does is take a... Shut up, you freaking idiots. You know, everything comes down to time. Everybody's always got advice on freaking YouTube. And, you know, you should do this, and you should do, and you should ignore him, and you shouldn't do, and you talk, and you should be shorter. I mean, it just gets so old. You know what, people? If you start your freaking comment with "you should," you need to shut the hell up. I'm going to tell you, you need to shut the hell up. Because people don't want to, you know, if you want to start your own channel, do it. If you want to ask constructive comments, then ask. But to start telling people all the free, you don't understand the bombardment of people. I mean, it's just constantly being bombarded by people. You should do this. You need to do this. You need to sell t-shirts. You need to have this. You should get this. You need to be shorter. You need to be longer. You shouldn't wear this. You should do that. Why do you wear sunglasses? Well, I don't like your holster. Your leg holster flaps around too. I mean, if I had a list of shit that people complain about, it'd just be like, so, look, I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Anyway, when I looked at that picture, the only reason I changed it is when I was looking at the videos that people sent me, somebody's trying to censor that cartoonist and saying the cartoonist was mean, he portrayed her in a bad image, he's a racist for drawing the image, and I looked at it again, I went, why is he a racist? I don't get it. And they were trying to get him to retract the picture and say it was wrong. And you know what he said? It's a cartoon. I stand by what I drew. I went, good for you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make this picture my thumbnail to give this guy more publicity. Why? Because the freaking liberals are trying to censor and suppress him, and I'm against that. I never owned a rebel flag. When Amazon said we're not selling rebel flags anymore because they're a hate flag, first thing I did was went and ordered me a rebel flag somewhere else. It's hanging in my garage. And I get people here all the time, oh, I saw your rebel flag. That's a hate. You must. I never owned a rebel flag. That flag, don't. You know what that means? It means screw you, Amazon, for censoring and trying to tell me what I can have and what I can't have. You freaking idiots who are running around, racist this, gay this, homophobic. You know what? You create what you say you're trying to stop. You can only yell at people who are free thinking so long and tell them what they can and can't do and how they must be. You keep yelling that your spouse is cheating on you, sooner or later, him or her is going to cheat on you. Because if you're going to get the grief, you might as well get the gravy. So I'm telling you, if you people, you liberals who think you're making a difference and changing things, you are creating what you say you're trying to prevent. I've been called a racist freaking since I was in high school. Every time I disagree with anybody of any other color than white, I'm a racist. You know what? As a cop, every black person I stopped, you're a racist. You stopped me because I'm black. And everybody's going to come here. You said every black people, that's racist. I'm telling you. People I stopped, they all said it. I mean, I was stopping Russian people that said, you stopped me because I'm Russian. You just stopped me with the Russian. You stopped me just because I'm Russian. Like, shut the hell up. Give me your driving. You're driving like a damn maniac. You're going 80 miles an hour in a freaking 40-mile-an-hour zone passing on the curb. And I stopped you because you're Russian? You're a freaking idiot. Now, had we had cameras back then, that would have probably been on YouTube. But we didn't. And that's just the way I talked to idiots when I was on the street. So, you know, and I ended up writing a guy, and I wrote very few tickets. You had to really talk your way in a ticket. I would have probably let him go if he'd have freaking shut his mouth, but he was being such a freaking crybaby, killing me racist because he was Russian. I wrote his ass a ticket, and he had a huge fine. But whatever. I digress. So, you know, look, I picked a thumbnail to push back on the liberal censorship. I post videos to push back against YouTube censorship. People are like, leave YouTube, blown away, leave. Man, I just don't know if that's the right answer. If YouTube wants me to leave, they're going to have to kick me off. Okay, I mean, that's just who I am. You want to run around and tell me I can't go here, I can't own a rebel flag, I can't pick a picture on my thumbnail, otherwise I'm a racist. And you know what? Racist now has almost become a badge of honor, because if you're called a racist, it means you're not running around scared to say anything. You're not afraid to speak up about the truth. You're not afraid to hide our history or where we came from or how this is a great country or how our founders were the greatest inventors of freedom, free will, free market, made the greatest country in the freaking world. You're not afraid to do that if you're being called a racist. If you're not ever called a racist and you're called a good person, you know what? You're not taking a stand. You're not standing up for anything right. Because in this day and age, if you stand for anything, you're going to be called a name because they're going to try and shut you up and tell you what you should do and what you can't do and what you better do. And the liberals own the greatest liberal plantation in the world. And if you step out of line, man, that whole plantation will come to get you. So anyway, I know a couple people I was going to talk about. I went a little long here. I was going to talk about shoulder holsters, and I'll try to do a separate video on that. But I wanted to clear up the Dallas thing, and then just a couple other things. Mokey, you're a good kitty. Mokey Moke! Oh, yeah. I got a black cat. I can't be racist. Ooh, Rick, you can't say that. You're gonna shut up, you freaking idiots out there. Everything's about. Oh, look, I got black windows. Not racist. Ooh, I got black tires. Ooh, can't be racist. Yeah, because that's how idiots think out there. All right, we'll end that there.